Afternoon, folks. Welcome back. It's John Pettipas recording on Sunday, the 4th day of September, 2022. And it's a very special month, September 2022. It's 75 years ago that Reverend Pastor Perry F. Rockwood started his People's Gospel Church. He originally was a Presbyterian minister. I have a Presbyterian minister and a lineage of my American Mother's background. And he was a Presbyterian minister, and the Presbyterian minister, you could say nowadays, Presbyterian church went woke. It, politically correct stuff. They weren't being faithful to the gospel. Here I hold up the inspired word of God, the King James Version of the Bible. It's the blessed, beloved King James Version of the Bible. And Perry F. Rockwood he started in Truro, Nova Scotia, and later moved to Green Street, Halifax. And he had his faith in God, his sincerity, and his Bible. Faith in God, sincerity, and his Bible. And from that church, he broadcast throughout Canada on numerous stations and the United States, a strong presence in the United States. Every month, you get the People's Gospel Standard, the Gospel Standard. And it said, when the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up the standard against him. And this is the genesis of the monthly standard, the People's Gospel Hour. It's a 75th anniversary, 75 years ago this month, since Perry F. Rockwood started in Truro, Nova Scotia. It would have been 1947. And I knew one of my potato suppliers here, his wonderful wife, is the caretaker at the church, the People's Gospel Church in Truro, and they since expanded to Halifax, and a tremendous presence on the radio. And he has a wonderful expression: promote the gospel, the People's Gospel Hour, putting the go in radio, putting the go in gospel. The go in radio, the go in gospel. You know, we're not getting people in churches now like we should. Doesn't matter if you're Catholic, you're born again, if you're Anglican, United, Pentecost, Presbyterian, whatever. We're not getting people in churches like we should. Actually, this morning there was a good turnout, very good turnout at the monastery. But the chapel, Lady Grace Convent Monastery. But there is an attack on conservatives in the world right now. The orchestrated attack on us conservatives in the world, including right in churches. And this, again, is how Pastor Perry F. Rockwood started the People's Gospel Hour. He had his, I repeat, picture of his Bible, the King James Version, blessed beloved King James Version of the Bible, inspired word of God, and his faith and sincerity. Now, Pastor Rockwood, I met him once, a very kind, sincere gentleman, principled, but a very kind, sincere gentleman. And every Sunday morning, his program is still heard. He went to heaven. He was, 91 when he went to heaven? And the show is still on the radio due to the grace of God and people's faith in God. And again, I repeat, he's a man of principle. When in many churches, conservatives are under attack, doesn't matter what your religion is, that you have a man that has the courage to speak the truth. And he made the very famous comment, it's putting go in radio in gospel. You know, people will be driving home. Maybe driving home from the cat house. They might be driving home to the Cinema Casino. They might be driving home places where liquor is served. They can be coming back from a raunchy party. But they have that radio on in the car on a Sunday morning, and they hear the People's Gospel Hour. So if you're not getting the people in the church pews, he's bringing opportunity to hear the gospel over the radio. And there's so many volunteers and kind contributors and men and women and families of faith that have contributed to this glorious event that this month we're now, September 2022, the People's Gospel Hour is celebrating their 75th anniversary. Their 75th anniversary, and this expression goes, the People's Gospel Hour, to promote the gospel. And he often, Pastor Perry of Rockwood had this wonderful saying, I used to love him say it, putting the go in gospel, putting the go in gospel on radio, putting the go and gospel on the radio. So if you can send them a check, that's wonderful. Pray for them. Tune in to the many channels they're on. And again, I'm delighted, I'm honored that the People's Gospel Hour have the special occasion, wish all the wonderful folks connected with the People's Gospel Hour a very happy 75th anniversary. And there's never been a time that there's been no more need for the inspired Word of God and the Holy Bible than what there is now. And to have the gospel available to people on the radio, it's fantastic. And we wish you all the best, God bless, and special blessings on the wonderful, faithful folks at the People's Gospel Hour that operate out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, and out of Boston, Massachusetts. And speaking, my mother's born in Massachusetts, and he was going down there to a gospel series one time, and the guy looked at his passport, and he said to him, going through the airport, the security, and American Customs, and the guy says, "You're still in the go, Pastor Rockwood. When are you going to retire?" And he looked very sincerely, told the customs officer, he said, I'll retire when the devil retires. Hey, he said, I'll retire when the devil retires. And so I thought that was a great expression. Thank you very much. Please share the video far and wide. All the best. God bless. Thank you.